welcome. You're watching The Buck Stops Here and I'm Barkha Dutt. Kanhaiya, a name that has dominated national headlines for the last few weeks, the JNU student leader who was charged with sedition, has been granted interim bail by the Delhi High Court. As students and his friends started celebrating, the judgment, of course, may not make his lawyers as happy as they would have liked to be on this day. Of course, it's a matter of huge relief that for the next 6 months, relief to his friends that is, that for the next 6 months, he will be out on bail. But for the BJP, they may draw satisfaction from certain parts of the judgment that speak about how the faculty of JNU must make sure that Kanhaiya's thoughts are channeled in a proper way, that there is no repetition or there is no similar function that is organized that could be perceived to be anti-national. In fact, the judge, Justice Pratibha Rani, quotes from the famous movie Upkar, beginning her judgment referring to lyrics of this song, and so a lot of drama in the judgment as well, and also speaks about the limits that are needed on the freedom of speech and expression, even referring at one point to the following paragraph: whenever some infection is spread in a limb, effort is made to cure the same by giving antibiotics orally, and if that does not work, by following a second line of treatment. Sometimes it may even require surgical intervention. However, if the infection results in infecting the limb, then it becomes gangrene, amputation is the only treatment. What exactly does this mean? How should we read this judgment? Does it put the BJP on the back foot, or does it give the BJP a chance, despite the bail, to turn around and say, I told you so? Either way, the larger question remains, on this day, when a forensic lab has actually confirmed that at least 2 of the 7 videos were doctored, and an aide of the HRD Minister Smriti Irani finds herself dragged into the controversy. She's been charged with posting one of those doctored videos. Have doctored evidence been used to build a case against Kanhaiya? Let's introduce our panel. With me in the studio, Sambit Patra of the BJP. Also with me in the studio is Anant. He's a JNU student, a friend of Kanhaiya, but also somebody who's been charged with sedition himself, not yet questioned or summoned at all by the police, was not one of the organizers of that event. Ashutosh from the Aam Aadmi Party is also joining us. Sudhir Bajaj, a senior advocate who's representing Kanhaiya, lawyer for Kanhaiya, with us. Also joining us from Hyderabad today is Dr. KP Gandhi, the forensic expert who actually found that 2 of those 7 videos were doctored. And this is extremely serious, in fact, because channels that broadcast that doctored video must owe answers to their viewers, as well as to a larger code of ethics. But let me start with you, Sambit. First reactions. The Delhi police had opposed bail. To that extent, this is a huge setback for the Delhi police and for the case that was being built by the government. You know, the fact that you went in, when I say you, I mean the police on behalf of the central government opposing bail, the judge has disregarded that. She clearly does not see Kanhaiya as some national security threat, like you were trying to paint him to be.
Barkha, one has to realize as to how the judiciary in this country moves.
Yeah.
The basic tenet of judiciary in India is bail is the rule, jail is exception. So it is that a chance has to be given to reform oneself, and remember, this is a conditioned bail. It's a bail for 6 months. The fact that the case still holds on, the fact that the whole case would still go on in the court means that prima facie the court sees an issue in it. Otherwise, the court could have easily squashed this case. Number one, you quoted, I have few pages of the judgment, I don't have the whole judgment with me, but I see as an indicting judgment. It's a very serious judgment because the paragraph number 47, 48 and 49 are quite scathing. I mean, the judge has gone to the extent of saying that in the name of freedom of speech and expression, what do you want? This is an infection. She says, I consider this as a kind of infection from which students are suffering, which needs to be controlled and cured before it becomes epidemic. So she agrees to the fact that there is an infection which is set in. This act of anti-nationalism is an infection and it needs to be controlled before it becomes epidemic. And this is what we were saying, that before it becomes epidemic, the law has to catch up. So we in fact stand vindicated. Second point.
So you believe that though Kanhaiya has got bail, what the judgment says vindicates the government's position?
Definitely. The judgment absolutely in
clear words. But do you want to step back, because this was also a day, Sambit, on which Dr. Gandhi, he'll tell us more, has confirmed on behalf of an independent forensics laboratory that at least two of those videos were doctored.
No,
and you were on TV sharing one of those doctored videos.
No, I'm not
and
sharing.
You were holding it up and you were saying this is the evidence, and that evidence was false.
Just a second. That was from a media channel. So definitely you have
yes,
every
and
right
I think
to
those
question.
channels owe answers to people.
That is a media war. You can question the media
not a
channel.
war.
I'm not
It's
going
not
to
a
question
war.
any media channel. That is for the courts to see.
But do you regret having shared that video to nail a young boy, to label him without...
I read paragraph 48 because we are discussing the judgment. Since I'm a doctor, I can understand the seriousness of the judgment that has been delivered today. When the judge goes to say, whenever there are some infections spreading in the limb, effort is made to cure the same by giving antibiotics orally, and if that does not work, by following second line of treatment, that is surgical intervention, and if it becomes gangrene, amputation. Do you know what is the meaning? I'm a surgeon, I have done amputations, I have seen what a gangrene is. So she agrees to the fact that, well, yes, anti-national activities are taking shape of an epidemic, and the government has stepped in today. And what she says in paragraph 49 is the one which nails it all. She says that, well, Kanhaiya has spent some time in confinement in the premises of jail. He might have introspected about the events that has taken place. To enable him to remain in the mainstream, that means she agrees to the fact that he had deviated from the mainstream, and that's what we were claiming. To enable him to remain in the mainstream at present, I am inclined to provide conservative method of treatment. She says, no amputation right now. Let's give some antibiotics. Let's cure him, at least, and allow him to come to the mainstream. And that is what the rule of the law of the country is.
But that is an approach that you could have taken as well on behalf of the government. To not approach it like an amputation, to not approach it, in this punitive way, slapping the highest charge of treason against a young student. But let me get other political reactions. First, Ashutosh, a political reaction, then I'll get a legal reaction from Kanhaiya's lawyer, and we'll also get the forensics dimension, because that's very, very important. Ashutosh, interim bail is definitely something that the Delhi police oppose. But when you go through this judgment, it seems as if the judge also believes that freedom, the concept of freedom of speech, was violated, that she doesn't believe that the slogans one heard at JNU could constitute freedom of speech. Of course, the judge does not get into what we know now, that two of the videos were doctored.
See, Barka, I think what the judge must have said in her judgment or whatever, it's a philosophical question which she has raised, and I think she is well within her rights to discuss these issues, that from how much the freedom of expression is allowed and what is the reasonable restriction which should be put. But there are the two other questions which I should ask to Mr. Samit Patra, and the first is, let's not jump to the gun. The court has still to decide, and for what he's feeling vindicated. That shows the legal perversion on their part. Let the court decide whether he...
Sir, I just read out what the judge had said. Where is the capacity or scope of legal perversion? Please don't call the judge a pervert at least, sir.
No.
Don't call the judge a pervert. I just read out what the judge had said.
Understand, Samit Patra, you do not know law, you do not know
I do not know law. I read out, sir. You are saying as if you were the Chief Justice of India at what point of time.
Samit Patra, you do not know law. Please do not interrupt me.
Are you a lawyer? Are you a lawyer?
I said...
No, I do not know law.
Okay, that's enough.
No.
Let's stick to point.
Anyway.
Let's stick to point.
Samit Patra, please hold on.
Please
hold on.
Okay.
Don't manipulate what I had said. And let me tell you again that I do not interrupt people when they speak. I did not interrupt you. Please do not interrupt me. Have that kind of a civility.
Come on, but you were misquoting. You were saying that we were perverts.
If Samit Patra, you do not know what I'm saying. Please keep quiet.
Do not know what you are saying? What does that mean?
Let me again, Barkha, let me tell you. If Samit Patra has an iota of integrity, honesty and transparency and the goodwill, by now he should have apologized to the entire nation.
Why apologize?
Why apologize?
No, Mr. Ashutosh, why apologize? You are in media, you can demand action against all the channels. What is preventing you from demanding an action? Are you in cahoots with many channels? If you feel that some channels were wrong, if you feel that certain channels have their own agenda, then go to the court, knock their doors and put them behind bars.
Okay, can we come back to what we are discussing? How do we...
Why apologize?
1 minute. Sambit. We'll get into the apology and the channels who carry the doctored video, but politically, Ashutosh, are you Are you disappointed by this judgment? Because the judgment does not, at least the details we have so far, does not really talk about what we now know to be at least 2 doctored videos, which we will ask Dr. Gandhi about. But politically, how do you see this judgment? It grants bail, but the bail is conditional, and it clearly says at one point that the slogans that were raised by some of the students, Sambit, this is important, some of the students, not Kanhaiya, there is no evidence to show.
I read out 49.
One
Please
minute.
read paragraph 49.
Some of the slogans, yes, but she's saying some of the students, not mentioning Kanhaiya. So it's not clear that you picked the right person. Now, Anant is wanting to come in. Let Ashutosh just complete his point. Anant, 1 minute. Ashutosh.
Let me complete.
Yes.
I think that's a problem which we journalists and sometimes the political activists, they imagine and they believe that observation is the verdict. This is not a verdict at all. The case has to be decided.
So why are you celebrating?
It will take months.
No, that's
years.
true. In
So
fact,
this is not a verdict.
This is an interim verdict.
I agree with you.
It's an
But
interim
the issue
verdict.
is why celebration
Samit Patra,
before
please
that?
Let me speak.
Yeah.
Samit Patra, I
Let
think
him
you should
speak.
learn
Let him
certain
speak.
civility.
Let him
Come on, speak.
You have to learn certain civility.
चलिए आगे बढ़िए. अरे आगे बढ़िए.
Please learn something.
बोलिए
No. He can't interrupt me. He can't interrupt me.
Okay, others are
If
waiting
you
to
think that
speak.
his
Please
government
make
is
your
at the
point.
center, so he can stop me. He can't.
Okay.
Let me complete. First, my first observation is, my first submission is that this is not a verdict, just an observation by the court. It has to be seen and
It's an
understood in
interim
that
verdict.
context.
Interim
Second
order.
point.
It's an interim order.
Second point.
Yeah.
Second point is this is probably the briefest detention arrest in a case of sedition, if I remember, in the last 3-4 years. So because under sedition, I have seen accused being in jail for months, for 6 months, even more than a year.
No,
Yeah.
Sometimes
not
it goes
true.
to
I'll
even
tell you.
6 years.
We'll come back to
so if within 3 months, if within 3 weeks he's getting a bail, and the Delhi police could not produce an iota of evidence, obviously court has
So
not.
why was the judgment being delivered in this manner? Not an iota of evidence, and the judge is saying that amputation.
Samit Patra, let me.
No.
Can you let
What
me
is this?
speak?
What? Shut up.
Samit
If
Patra,
you are
you can't-
misrepresenting
you
facts,
can't-
at least
you
I have
can't-
the papers. I can
Samit
read out the
Patra,
facts for
you
you.
have
When the
to- you
facts
have
are
to
being
be
read
civil.
out, don't say that the
Samit
judge
Patra,
does
you
not
have
have
to
an
be civil. It is
iota
not
of
an
evidence.
RSS.
This is the
not
iota
an
of evidence.
RSS.
Without
It is not
iota
an
of evidence, the
RSS
judge will
Sabha.
not go
Okay,
to the extent
I
of
think
calling
that's
it
it.
amputation.
I think let's not turn this
Let me
into a
speak.
shouting,
Samit
slagging
Patra,
match.
don't get
Ashutosh and
personal.
Sambit, you've
If
had
you
your
do not
say,
know law,
and
please
I have
keep
a very bad throat today,
Samit
so I
Patra,
can't
if you do
shout
not
louder
know
than
law,
both of you.
Please keep quiet.
Okay, now 1 minute.
Barkha,
1 minute. Anant, okay, I'll allow Anant to come in and then I'll go to Mr. Bajaj. Anant, आप कन्हैया के दोस्त हैं और आपके खिलाफ भी एक सेडिशन का केस है, लेकिन आपने क्लियर किया है कि मैं ऑर्गेनाइजर्स में नहीं था उस इवेंट का और आपके खिलाफ अभी तक कोई समन्स नहीं आए। आप इस वर्डिक्ट को किस नजरिए से देखते हैं? Reason I ask you this, Anant, कि इसमें एक तरह से कहा गया है कि जो स्लोगन्स रेस किए गए थे, they cannot be constituted, they cannot be seen as freedom of speech.
देखिए बरखा, हम पहले तो बता दें कि ये वर्डिक्ट हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ी जीत है, क्योंकि हम जो बार बार बोल रहे थे कि दिल्ली पुलिस कुछ भी कर ले हमारे खिलाफ एक भी सबूत नहीं ला सकती है। हमारे जो है फॉरेन लिंक खोजे जा रहे थे, हमारा जमातुल दावा से संपर्क खोजा जा रहा था, जैसे मोहम्मद से खोजा जा रहा था, ये कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता है। ये लोग बोल रहे थे फंडिंग घर वालों से मिला करती थी, वो अभी बंद हो गई जब फेलोशिप मिलने लगी, तो जिसको कि हमारी सरकार छीनना चाह रही है। लेकिन एक बात हम बार बार जो बोल रहे हैं, आप संदीप पात्रा जी जो हैं वो डॉक्टर हैं, उन्होंने कुछ लाइनें रीड की, वो अपने अनुभव से, मैं लॉयर हूँ, मैं अपने अनुभव से इनको कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ। एक कि बेल इज जो है वो आपका रूल होता है और जेल जो होता है एक्सेप्शन होता है, इन्होंने पढ़ा। लेकिन एक दूसरा चीज है कि जब तक पर्सन एक्यूज नहीं हो जाता है, जब तक एक्यूज जो है वो एकदम गिल्टी उसका साबित नहीं हो जाता है, तब तक उसको आप अपराधी नहीं मान सकते। ये भी एक रूल है,
बिल्कुल,
ये भी उनको याद रखना चाहिए था। जब ये डॉक्टर वीडियो दिखा रहे थे, जब ये फेक वीडियो दिखा रहे थे, उस समय भी ये हम लोग को देशद्रोही घोषित कर दिया गया है। हमारी लाइफ अंडर थ्रेट है, अगर हम बाहर जाएं तो हमारे साथ क्या हो नहीं। और वकीलों के जो फोटो राजनाथ सिंह द्वारा जेटली जी के साथ जो खिंचाए हुए मिले, जिन्होंने हाँ वो राजनाथ सिंह के साथ, तो वो कौन लोग हैं जिन्होंने हमला किया है। तो एक ये जो पूरी की पूरी पिक्चर आ रही है कि हम बार बार शुरू से बोल रहे थे, इट इज अ पॉलिटिकल कॉन्स्पिरेसी अगेंस्ट सम पॉलिटिकल आइडियोलॉजी। आपको मैं एक इंफॉर्मेशन देना चाहूंगा कि आज ही हमको आरटीआई से एक सूचना हम लोगों ने विश्वविद्यालय प्रशासन से निकाली है कि उस दिन जो जी न्यूज की एंट्री हुई है वो सौरभ शर्मा जो ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी हैं उनके नाम से हुई है। यानी ये प्रोग्राम हम तो एबीवीपी के जो मेंबर हैं और जेएनयू के ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी हैं। तो एक तरह से हम बार बार बोल रहे हैं कि हम नारे नहीं लगाए, तो हमको क्यों पकड़ रहे हो, हमको क्यों उठा रहे हो? और आपकी अगर इतनी निकम्मी सरकार, आपका इतने ही निकम्मे, अगर मतलब बहुत हार्ड वर्ड यूज करना चाहूंगा उसके लिए संदीप जी से मैं
should you be using a word like निकम्मी
या निकम्मा, नॉट निकम्मे, निकम्मे गृह मंत्री हैं। ठीक है, या मैं बहुत हार्ड, मैं
strong. It's an inappropriate word.
क्यों
It's not a parliamentary word. It's not a parliamentary word. It's not a parliamentary word.
इसलिए मैंने
आपने माफी मांगी तो उस वर्ड को विड्रॉ कर दीजिए और आगे
विड्रॉ करता हूं, लेकिन इसने
आप कॉम्पिटेंस क्वेश्चन करें, आप कॉम्पिटेंस क्वेश्चन करें, वो आपका हक है।
आपके पास इतनी क्षमता नहीं है कि 10 लोगों को पकड़ सके।
He's withdrawn the nikamma word, but he's questioning the competence. Now, 1 minute. Everybody hang on. Sambit, even the judge who believes that some of the slogans cannot be considered freedom of speech speaks about how the faculty could have provided remedial steps. My position from the beginning has been this matter should have been left to the JNU Vice Chancellor, maybe to take disciplinary proceedings if needed, but sedition, to say Lashkar links, कहाँ हैं ये? आपके साथ जो बैठे हैं उनके लश्कर links हैं?
Let me answer. Barkha, number one, that the case is still continuing, as you rightly said.
Yes.
So this is just an interim judgment. This is an interim conditional bail.
Yes.
So naturally, links, no links, source of funding.
कुछ भी करा लीजिए, कुछ भी नहीं
बीच में
मिलेगा।
बोल रहा था, आपने बीच में
नहीं,
नहीं मिलेगा, अच्छी बात है।
आप तो दिन भर टीवी चैनलों पे आकर अपनी बात रखते हैं, हमारी भी कुछ सुन लीजिए।
नहीं, आपकी सुन रहा हूँ सर, आपको पूरा सुना, बरखा जी ने भी चांस दिया, मुझे बोलने दीजिए। This is an interim order, and naturally, links, no links, funding, source, all these are yet to be, in fact, put in front of the court will decide. So it's not the final judgment, it's not that all the evidences were put in front of the
Can we move on? Can we move on? Can we move on? Sambit, there are 4 other people waiting to speak. Come on, now Anand and Sambit, please hold on. I want to get Mr. Bajaj in here. I want to get Dr. Gandhi, and then we'll speak to Manikant, who's Kanhaiya's brother. Mr. Sudhir Bajaj, let me start with you. How do you see this judgment? On the one hand, the Delhi police's opposition of bail has clearly been rejected. The judge takes a view that the faculty could have taken can take a remedial approach. But prima facie, the BJP would then argue that the judge believes something wrong did happen on campus. As Kanhaiya's lawyer, is that disappointing to you, Mr. Bajaj?
Oh, Barkha, lawyers are not easily disappointed. Our petition before the High Court was a petition for bail. That bail has been granted. If not in full measure, then very substantially, and tonight we're relieved and happy that relief has been granted to Kanhaiya. I've had occasion to speak to Kanhaiya while he was in custody. I've had occasion to speak to him at some length, and he has said to me in no uncertain terms that he has never engaged in any anti-national activities. He never recited any anti-national slogans. So even though this order appears to be a conditional order, if and when a charge sheet will be filed, Kanhaiya will be fully vindicated, but I believe there is some measure of vindication today also. I agree with you. I think this matter should have been left to the JNU authorities to deal with internally. This certainly, the events of the 9th certainly do not constitute sedition, and certainly do not constitute sedition on Kanhaiya's part.
Yeah.
So I've not had an opportunity to examine the whole order, and I'm disinclined to take one paragraph out of context. We will Kanhaiya is represented by a team of lawyers, senior lawyers like Mr. Sibal, Rebecca, and a number of other colleagues. We'll examine the order and we'll do what is necessary legally.
Now, one of the things we have to discuss before I get Manikant, Anand, 1 minute, is the doctored videos. And Sambit, I know you're making notes from the judgment, but you need to pay attention to this. Dr. Gandhi, what can you tell us? You know, from the report that we have in front of us, very disturbing things. There are actually discrepancies. I'm reading out some bits from our accessing this report. Discrepancies in the lip sync scene in recordings indicate that the audio stream is not part of the originally recorded video, and hence the conversations are not authentic and do not represent true speech by speakers. I'm reading out different bits, Sambit, I need you to pay attention. They even say that some of the slogans could have been inserted later, like Sher ke bachcho, Hurriyat ke jawano, all these could have been inserted later. There is no mention of Pakistan Zindabad anywhere. Dr. Gandhi, what can you tell us? What is the nature of the doctoring? How many videos have been doctored, and what is your finding?
Barkha, first of all, I have to make it very clear. We were given these 7 video recordings by the Delhi administration, the Delhi government, and the district magistrate of Delhi has sent these recordings with a clear brief that we have to only examine whether they are authentic or otherwise.
Yes.
We examined all the 7 videos. They were downloaded from YouTube. 6 of them have been downloaded from YouTube and 1 from Twitter. And when we examined all of them, we found 5 of them are clearly free from any manipulations.
Okay.
And 2 of them were found to be edited.
Yes.
Edited in terms of
Yes.
the video has been sliced,
Yes.
the recording has been sliced, and somewhere, and that means at different points,
Yes.
they have added some of the audio
Yes.
voices.
Yes.
And we have not gone into the details of what words and all these things, because unless we have the speakers' voices to be identified
Yes.
and the sources from where these words would have come, it is not our brief in
Yes.
in this particular examination.
Yes.
We were asked to do this examination. We conducted the examination. We sent the report to them.
And Dr. Gandhi, I understand
And
that I understand you can't speak beyond your mandate, but you are saying 2 of the 7 videos have been doctored and the audio and the video do not match. Some of the audio has been superimposed. I'm just reconfirming. Dr. Gandhi?
Yes, superimposed, yes.
And one of the controversies, Sambit, that you have to answer, not just because you shared one of those videos, is because the Minister Smriti Irani's aide is now being charged by Congress leaders like Digvijay Singh, by leaders like Prashant Bhushan, of having been involved in posting one of these doctored videos. In fact, she posted one of these videos to me and Rahul Kaval from India Today on Twitter. But let me just get a quick response.
No, you asked me a question.
Okay, go ahead and respond to it.
Number 1, by now...
No, we'll come back to the judgment. Right now we're on the doctored video. We'll come back to the judgment.
Allow me to...
On the doctored video.
Allow me. I'm
We
the
will
only...
come back.
I'm the only voice from the other side, so please allow me.
You are a very strong
voice.
It's
I'm going to keep things strongly,
Okay.
Barkha. Allow me, please. Number 1, I have gone through almost the whole of judgment, roughly.
Can we come back to the judgment? I asked you a question about the doctored videos.
Exactly, because the judgment does not take this as an evidence anywhere. The judgment does
This
not...
report has come today, so the judgment could not have taken it as an evidence.
I don't see that the judgment was delivered
The judgment
on
was a
the
bail
basis.
hearing.
It was a bail hearing. The judgment,
And do
even
you
in the
know
bail
that the
hearing...
police said in the hearing that we have no video evidence against Kanhaiya?
Exactly. Let me complete. If the police said that we have no video evidence against Kanhaiya, despite that, the judge indicts Kanhaiya as never before.
The
He
judge
says,
has not indicted Kanhaiya. The judge
I'll
is
show
not
you.
indicted
I'll show you.
The judge
I'll
has
show you a
not
few things.
indicted Kanhaiya.
I'll show you.
And you have not answered my question on the doctor video. You have not answered my question. No, we will come back to the judgment. I asked you a question.
No, you raised the controversial point. Let me clarify.
But you are not answering my question.
No, I'm answering. When you say he has not indicted,
But
he has not spoken.
First you answer my question.
I'll answer about that as well, because that is not the issue in the judgment. On that basis,
So
the
you're
bail has not
disregarding
been...
that issue?
No, I'm not disregarding. Let the court decide that. Who am I to speak whether it was doctored, not doctored, whether it was used as evidence or not used? Who am I? If it was wrong, the court will pull the ears and punish the ones who are responsible. But when you said that Kanhaiya's name was not taken by the court, let me quote. Why am I?
I said
he might have introspected about the events that has taken place to enable him to remain in the mainstream. That means he had gone astray from the mainstream. That's what
the judge clearly says.
Page number 22.
I'm the one who gave you the judgment, so hang on. Anand, 1 minute. मैं कुछ कहना
The judge gave the judgment. You did not give the judgment.
I didn't deliver it. I only printed it out.
No, Barkha.
Now, 1 minute. Ashutosh, Anand, 1 minute. What I meant when I say it's not an indictment, let's be legally clear, is that this is an interim order on a bail hearing, and in the end the judge clearly says that this has nothing to do with the merits of the case. That line is there. This is not a ruling. 1 minute. This is in there in the same judgment.
एक दूसरी बात, ये इस पूरे केस में देखिए संदीप जी, बस 2 मिनट आप मत बोलिए।
The celebration is out of jail. For them, for his friends.
But you are questioning me कि बीजेपी सरकार पीछे बैकफुट में है।
ये सवाल उठा रही हूँ भाई।
Why बीजेपी सरकार बैकफुट में है?
बोलिए। इस पूरे प्रकरण में देखिए, एक बात जो संदीप जी भी मतलब छाती ठोक के रोए,
संबित जी, संदीप
कि कोई अगर कोर्ट का वर्डिक्ट आ गया तो आप उसको कैसे चैलेंज कर सकते हैं? मैं लॉ का विद्यार्थी हूँ, ठीक है, ये डॉक्टर है। हम लोग जब कोर्ट के वर्डिक्ट आते हैं तो उसकी धज्जियां उड़ा करके रख देते हैं जब पढ़ाई करते हैं कि ये गलती है, ये गलती है, ये गलती है। और अफजल के केस में भी अगर कोई करना चाहता है तो उसको पूरी छूट होनी चाहिए। 377 वाला मामला उठा करके देख लीजिए क्या हुआ।
लेकिन आपने मुझे ये भी बोला कि जिस तरह के नारे निकले गए कि हर घर से अफजल निकलेगा, दैट वाज नॉट एनी ऑफ यू।
या एग्जैक्टली, हम बार-बार बोल रहे हैं, बार-बार बोल रहे हैं।
नाउ आई वांट आशुतोष टू कम इन, देन मणिकांत, एंड देन वील गो अराउंड द पैनल अगेन। संबित, please note you have not answered my question on the doctored video, but first Ashutosh, go ahead. Ashutosh, Ashutosh?
See, Barka, first of all, the problem is somebody who doesn't know law is trying to.
This is absolutely,
Is
you cannot be
trying to
personal on this.
justify this
No,
by
no,
saying it is
you
an
have to
indictment.
expunge these words.
It is
Somebody who
not
doesn't know
indictment.
law, as if Ashutosh is the Chief Justice of India, what
I'm
does
not
he mean?
taking
I
on
am
it.
the
Why are you
speaker
jumping?
of the Lok
No, no,
Sabha.
no.
Let me explain.
Why are you jumping?
Mr. Ashutosh, I was not interjecting. I never meant
have
to
been
interject.
critical.
What is this
Okay,
statement?
okay.
Somebody who
I'm not
doesn't
taking
know
on
it.
law, at least I know how to read English,
Yeah,
sir.
आप लोग फजूल
At
बात
least
करें.
I know how to
Sambit,
read
why are you
English,
guilty?
so I can
I'm not
read out the
taking on
English
it.
from the judgment.
Sambit,
I think you can understand
Sambit,
that.
stop it. Sambit,
अच्छा,
Ashutosh,
आप
please.
अंतर्यामी हो
Both
गए
of
हो?
you stop. अरे यार क्या बात कर क्या हो
संबित
रहा
पात्रा, आप
है?
अंतर्यामी
क्या
हो
हो
क्या?
रहा है? Come back to
हाँ?
the
आप
issue.
अंतर्यामी हो गए हो क्या?
Listen, this is a very serious issue.
Yes, exactly.
Sambit, now please,
No, no, it's
you've
a very
spoken a
serious
lot.
issue.
Let
That's
him
but
speak. Let him speak.
Barka,
Ashutosh,
let
on
me-
the doctored,
let me tell you.
Ashutosh, on the doctored video, the fact that an aide of one of the ministers is being accused, do you believe there's enough evidence? A number of Aam Aadmi Party supporters are tweeting this as well today. Is there enough evidence? This is a Delhi government commissioned study. Is there enough evidence to draw the minister's aide or close associate into this?
See, I do not know who this Shilpa Tiwari is.
Shilpi,
frankly speaking, I have no idea who this woman is, but this name has cropped in.
Yeah.
See, the fact is that doctor videos has been shown by the BJP and the RSS guys. It has been shown on the different television channels. Once this has been proved conclusively by the experts and authenticated that these two tapes were doctored.
Yeah.
Now there is a prima facie case to book to lodge an FIR against Mr. Samit Patra and other people.
FIR against
and
Dr.
investigate.
Sambit Patra?
And
No,
investigate.
Barka, this is absolutely wrong. Does he know
No,
any
this
kind
is
of
not
law?
wrong.
What kind of
This is
person
not
is he?
a-
No,
the
go
airing
and
of
book
the
the
doctor's
FIR,
visual,
sir.
which
Sir,
can
go and
incite
book the
peace.
FIR. I know why are you frustrated
No,
today
no, no,
because
no,
of this
I'm telling
judgment.
you
You are
now.
frustrated
You
today
please read
because
law.
of this judgment.
Samit
You
Patra,
know
please read
no
law.
iota of law,
Please
sir.
read law, Samit.
Why don't I get the
First,
lawyers to
read
come in?
English and come.
Why don't I get the lawyers to come in? Can you all hang on? We can't let politicians.
That.
You know what I'm saying to you again?
Please understand
I'm
that.
saying to you,
Ashutosh was
Barka,
showing
you
a
know-
doctored
you know-
video of
Barka, let me
NDTV.
complete.
He should be booked first.
Sambit and
Barka,
Ashutosh.
He was trying to.
You know,
he was
I will
trying
have
to
to
say
bring both
but
of
the
my
ADVD
I
has
can't
raised
get
all
about
these
it.
slogans.
Sambit and
The Aam
Ashutosh,
Aadmi
that
Party
is
was
enough.
circulating
That
that
is
video.
enough. Can we talk on issue?
Should not Ashutosh be booked?
I am going
You being an
to.
editor.
I am going to now.
Barka, let me complete.
I am
Let me
going
ask a
to.
question, simple question, Barka.
Okay,
Barka, let
question.
me ask a simple question.
Okay.
Let me ask a simple question
Yes.
to you, not to Samit Patra and anybody else.
If you have any problem
You
with the
being an
video, why
editor
don't you
and
go and
group
sue the
editor for a
channels
very
which
long
show
time,
that?
long
Take the
time.
name of the channels. You would not dare to do
हम
that.
करेंगे, उसको हम
Sambit,
करेंगे।
चलो यार,
उसको
आगे
करेंगे,
बढ़ो।
संबित, हम
Barka,
करेंगे।
आगे बढ़ो।
मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ जजमेंट पे आगे
Barka,
बढ़ो।
I'm asking
मैं
question,
लोकसभा
please
स्पीकर की तरह ना शो छोड़ के चली जाऊंगी मैं आई एम गोइंग टू बी लाइक
नहीं,
सुमित्रा
Barka.
महाजन एंड आई एम गोइंग टू लीव दिस पार्लियामेंट प्लीज स्टॉप इट बोथ ऑफ यू लेट्स
Barka,
फोकस नाउ
Barka,
यस
I'm
आशुतोष
asking
व्हाट
a
इज योर
question to you,
क्वेश्चन
Rahul Gandhi to be quiet.
ओहो व्हाट
My
इज योर
question
क्वेश्चन
is, you have spent enough years in television journalism. You have
Yes.
been an editor.
Yes.
Do you think airing a doctored video?
No,
which
and
can
I think those
incite
channels owe
violence is not an
explanations.
offense?
Absolutely, I do think that.
No. I'm saying.
And I think Kanhaiya is within his rights to sue
a
them.
criminal act.
I think Kanhaiya is
हम
within
सारे
his rights to
करेंगे,
sue
हम
them.
सारे करेंगे, सारे
अच्छा, अब
करेंगे।
आगे बढ़ते हैं आगे बढ़ते हैं आगे बढ़ते हैं
So those who had shown those visuals on
I
an
agree.
iPad
I
and
agree.
the channels who aired those visuals, they entered.
No,
they
you're
entered
referring to
into a
Sambit.
criminal act.
No,
I
no.
think-
You know what? If suppose you show a video in your channel, if I show that somewhere, is it wrong on my part or the NDTV's part? Why do you show
Yes,
such
it is
videos
wrong,
then?
Mr. Samit
You
Patra,
in
that
fact
is why I
no.
say,
We take
legally
the
you
channel
have to
on the
understand
face
that.
value that
You
most
had-
of the
Okay,
channels.
now can-
Do you
Yes,
say that the channel should
yes,
have a regulator?
okay. Yes,
Do you
it's a
say that the
criminal
channel
act.
should have a government
It's a
regulator?
criminal act,
Of course not.
Of course not. Then
Do not
then
show
introspect.
law.
I am
That is
really.
why I
Why should
said
I
that-
introspect?
that-
I'm not showing
I'm
the
showing to the
video.
media. I'm telling that to the
That
media.
is why
Let the
I
media
said do not
introspect
know.
if they have
Fine.
heard, if they have
I'm
not.
going to now
But
for a
this
second.
judgment does
For a
not talk
second, I'm
about the
going
video
to. For a
anywhere.
second, I'm going to cut out of
You have
Sambit
to
and Ashutosh.
introspect.
Let's just cut
Because
out of the
you
politicians for 2 minutes because no one else will be able to speak. मणिकांत, आप बहुत चुपचाप सब सुन रहे हैं. आप कन्हैया के भाई हैं. आज उनको कंडीशनल बेल मिली है. आप तो दिल्ली में ही हैं. आप लोगों को क्या कहना चाहेंगे क्योंकि इस जजमेंट में जज ने ये भी बात रखी है कि अगर गलत रास्ते पे लड़के चले गए तो उनको वापस लाना ज़रूरी है कि जिस तरह की नारीबाजी हुई वो भी ठीक नहीं थी. कन्हैया ने शुरू से कहा है ये जो नारीबाजी थी ये मैंने नहीं की, मैं तो वहाँ लड़ाई रोकने गया था. आप कन्हैया से जेल में भी मिलने गए. मणिकांत, आज आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे परिवार की तरफ से?
देखिए बरखा जी, मैं सबसे पहले तो अपने उन तमाम लोगों को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा जो ऐसे अवसर में इस स्थिति में हमारे साथ थे. देश ही नहीं, देश के बाहर के छात्रों, नौजवानों, प्रोफेसरों, एक बहुत बड़े बुद्धिजीवी वर्गों को मैं सबसे पहले धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा. और उसके बाद मैं बहुत खुश हूँ और मेरा पूरा परिवार आज खुश है, लेकिन मेरी आज की जीत ये आधी जीत मानी जाएगी
जी
क्योंकि जब तक मुझे पूरी जीत नहीं मिलती, क्लीन चिट नहीं मिलता कन्हैया को,
जी
तब तक मैं इसे पूरा जीत नहीं मानूंगा। लेकिन मुझे संविधान पे भरोसा है, जीत मेरी पूरी होगी, कन्हैया मेरा बिल्कुल बेदाग होकर बाहर आएगा, आप देखिएगा। क्योंकि ना तो पुलिस के पास कोई सबूत है, पुलिस भी मान चुकी है कि उनके पास कोई वीडियो नहीं है
जी
और कुछ वीडियो की फॉरेंसिक रिपोर्ट भी आई है जो कि बिल्कुल फेक है,
जी
आपने देखा होगा।
जी
और मेरी माँ तो आज इतना कह, मैंने सबसे पहले माँ से बात किया
जी
और मेरी माँ ने कहा कि बेटा भगवान अभी भी हैं। कुल मिला के मैं इतना कहना चाहूँगा कि मेरे परिवार को आज जो आत्मिक शांति मिली है, ये 15 दिन से जो एक बहुत बड़ा अफवाह पूरे देश के अंदर फैल रखा था, तो आज हम लोग बहुत राहत में हैं।
मणिकांत, आप कन्हैया से जेल में मिले, कन्हैया की मेंटल कंडीशन जो जेल में रही है, क्योंकि वो वीडियो भी एक बाहर आया जिसमें उन्होंने वकीलों को बताया कि किस तरह से उनको पीटा गया, और आज हमने हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स में एक तस्वीर देखी। इनफैक्ट इफ वी कैन कम आउट, वील जस्ट कर्टसी द हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स टू शो यू दिस फोटोग्राफ, एंड दिस इज द फोटोग्राफ जहाँ पे कन्हैया को एक तरह से बैटल फटीग्स पहन के बाहर आना पड़ा। तो मणिकांत, कन्हैया की मेंटल जो कंडीशन है, काफ़ी ट्रॉमेटाइज भी रहे होंगे, उसके बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, मैं सबसे पहले आपको बता दूं, कन्हैया वैचारिक रूप से एकदम स्ट्रांग है और मेंटली वो पूरा स्ट्रांग है
जी।
और उसने हमें ही समझाया कि भैया नॉर्मल रहो, घर पे सबको नॉर्मल बोलो, रहेंगे, कहीं कोई बात नहीं है, ये पूरा मामला ही बिल्कुल बेबुनियाद है। मैंने बोला उससे कि मैं तो तुम पे पूरा भरोसा रखता हूँ, मैं जानता हूँ तुम कभी गलत हो ही नहीं सकते हो, सपने में भी तुम इस तरह की कभी कोई गलती नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि वो बचपन से जो 26 जनवरी 15 अगस्त के मौक़ों पे ऐसी ऐसी तैयारियां किया करता था देश के प्रति, वो मुझे कोई संदेह नहीं कि वो कहीं से वो गलत नहीं हो सकता है। फिर भी जिस तरह का अफवाह फैल गया था, तो पूरे वातावरण में जो एक प्रकार का फैल चुका था, और कुछ चैनलों ने तो ऐसा फैसला ही दे दिया था देशद्रोही। तो बिल्कुल मेरा परिवार उस समय सदमे में था, मैं बता नहीं सकता हूँ मेरी माताजी पिताजी उन्होंने क्या फीलिंग्स किया है
जी।
और आप सोच सकते हैं किसी भी परिवार को जो इस देश में रह रहा हो, उसे इस तरह का गंभीर आरोप उसके ऊपर लगे तो वो किस सदमे से गुजरता है
जी।
और मैं आपके माध्यम से ये कहना चाहूँगा, पूरे देश में मैं ये बात कहना चाहूँगा कि आप आज तय कीजिए कि क्या मेरा परिवार, क्या मेरा भाई देशद्रोही है।
आपने कहा कि भाई एक तरह से आप परिवार से ज्यादा स्ट्रांग रहा है। आपने मुझे एक बार ये भी कहा कि मुझे अपने आई एम प्राउड ऑफ माय ब्रदर, कि आप जहां लोग उसको देशद्रोही कह रहे हैं, आपको एक तरह से नाज है कि ये मेरे भाई हैं। तो जो लोग कहते हैं कि ये जिस तरह की नारेबाजी हुई, आज जजमेंट में भी ये आया है कि जिस तरह के स्लोगन्स रेस किए गए वो गलत है, और कन्हैया ने कहा ये मैंने नहीं रेस किए, तो वो जो नारे लगे हैं उनके बारे में अगर आप कुछ कहना चाहें मणिकांत।
देखिए बरखा जी, मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा, कन्हैया ने भी कहा है
जी।
9 तारीख के बाद आपने देखा होगा कन्हैया ने बिल्कुल खारिज किया है, कोई भी आदमी इस तरह के नारे को बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकता। इस तरह का नारा जो कोई इस देश का आदमी है वो कभी उसको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा कि इस तरह की नारेबाजी हो। लेकिन जब वो उस प्रोग्राम का हिस्सा नहीं था, उसने उसमें मतलब उसको एक तरह से बिल्कुल मॉडिफाई करके एकदम प्लानिंग के साथ उसको फंसाया गया है। ये चीजें सामने आ गई है, अब तो साफ हो गई है
जी। Now, before the politicians come back, I want to actually go to Mr. Bajaj and to Dr. Gandhi. Sudhir Bajaj, you know, there are other bits of this judgment in front of me. There is also a reference to the borders being guarded by our armed and paramilitary forces, and those who raise anti-national slogans, you know, and honor Afzal Guru and Makbul Bhatt. They would not be able to withstand those conditions for an hour even that our soldiers go through. Now, I personally believe, Sudhir, and I've said this on record, that this is a binary I don't accept. I don't accept that to respect your soldier and to raise questions about JNU are mutually exclusive. But the fact that the judge is opening her judgment with lyrics from Upkar, are you a bit, would you agree with Sambit that it vindicates the BJP's position? That's how he's reading the judgment. Sudhir.
I don't accept that logic at all. As I said, the judgment has to be seen in its context. The central question before the court was, should Kanhaiya be released on bail?
Yeah.
The court says yes, he
Yes.
should be.
Yes.
And to pick up, I mean, a judge is entitled to give his or her view in a judgment, but that is not the ratio of the case. The ratio of the case is Kanhaiya, in the facts and circumstances of the case, entitled to bail?
Yes.
And that is the question that we need to concentrate on.
Yeah.
Insofar as, if I may, insofar as the tampered videos are concerned, the
Yes.
doctor's video, it was always part of our case
Yeah.
that there were doctored videos in the public space. That has now today been affirmed. Those doctored videos were used to prejudice the case against Kanhaiya and to vitiate the social discourse.
Yeah.
I think this evening the more important question must be, what are we going to do now? This is a very, very serious matter. I'm not in a position to say who's responsible, but whosoever it may be, there must be a fair, transparent and quick investigation into that aspect of the case.
Yeah.
And whoever it may be, they must be brought to book.
Sudhir, just a clarification. Have you placed before the court the argument that the evidence against Kanhaiya has been doctored? Because Dr. Gandhi of Truth Labs is here, and only today have we actually got the formal version. So would that be a key element in your argument going forward?
Going forward, well, Barkha, at this time we do not know what material, if and when a charge sheet is filed, what material the prosecution is going to put before the
Yeah.
court, and I wouldn't like to prejudge that.
Okay.
But if the prosecution relies on any videos, then certainly we are going to challenge those, because we are very clear in our instructions that Kanhaiya has not uttered any anti-national slogans, and any video which shows otherwise has necessarily to have been doctored.
Absolutely. I want to get Dr. Gandhi in on that. Dr. Gandhi, can you tell us what it would have needed technically to doctor this video? You know, most people, we are in television, so we understand. लेकिन एक video को doctor करने के लिए, what do you have to do? Does it mean the audio has been taken from one day and the video is from another day? Or could it be that the audio is from a third source entirely and has been totally superimposed, that it's not connected with any of the JNU events? What did you find in the two videos that were doctored, sir? What was the nature of the doctoring?
Barkha, there are many tools for editing the video sequencing
Yes.
available in the market very openly.
Yes.
And in this case, we found that these two doctored videos, or we call it manipulated or edited videos,
Yes.
have been edited by some mischievous elements to see that the true picture, the true events are masked, and some suspicion is created in the entire proceedings of the entire event. So this clearly shows that there has been an attempt to malign the entire incident by somebody, and who and why they have done is the subject of investigation.
And that is the question, Dr. Gandhi, that is being glossed
Unless
over.
we get the
Yes. Yeah. Complete your point. Let Dr. Gandhi complete his
yeah,
point. Yeah. Dr. Gandhi, go ahead.
unless we get the source from where this could have been superimposed, brought and superimposed, and for further investigation we need the sources from where this could have been brought, and also the speakers whom we are suspecting to have uttered these words, their speeches also are required, so that we can compare and say that these are the speeches of those so persons, and these speeches were borrowed or taken from some other videos.
So that means a third source. That means, Dr. Gandhi, we are not talking only about the audio and the video of the 9th and the 11th JNU events being mixed up. I'm asking him, he's the expert, are we possibly looking at a third source?
That means nothing happened in JNU, you mean to say that?
He can
No, you
reject
can
what
answer
I'm
him.
asking. Dr. Gandhi?
I will not be able to answer this question because the brief that was given to me in this particular examination is whether they are authentic or doctored. I have answered the brief. As far as the other points are concerned,
Yes.
other points are concerned, I have to now see whether the 9th video and 11th video are mixed, or some of the words, or it is taken from some other source. That work
So you are looking
has
at
to be
that
completed
option
now.
also. Okay. And very quickly, have you identified any people or any URLs which you have traced back as the source of the two doctored videos, Dr. Gandhi?
So we have not gone into the facial images of the persons for identifying them and to pinpoint that these are the people who have been incorporated in these videos. So we have only identified to know whether the editing has been done or not. This is our brief.
Barkha, I'm the lone voice. Allow me to speak for no, please. This is
I
serious.
didn't hear that last bit, but can I just hear and then I will let you respond to it. No, I meant, Dr. Gandhi, have you been able to trace back to any particular URL or IP address yet as a source of the video?
Source of the video was not asked by us because this was sent to us, downloaded from the YouTube and Twitter.
Okay, Sambit.
And this will
Can I
be
answer?
known.
I've heard everyone.
This will be it was.
Yes, let me answer.
Yeah.
And it was sent in the form of a CD.
Yes. Let me answer.
So we'll
Since
not
I'm the
be
lone
able to
voice,
know
please
unless
give
the
me some
originals are
time
sent
to
to
keep
us.
up the facts over
Okay.
here. I'm actually, in fact, the lawyer of Kanhaiya. He is very meticulously and very courteously he has answered your question.
Yeah.
So let me in the equal measure answer
Yeah.
what I feel is fitting over here. He said that he still has to go through the judgment,
Yeah.
but the main application was for bail, which they have got. Whether Kanhaiya has done wrong, whether he has erred or whether he has not erred, he has to go to the judgment to see. Since I have a copy of the judgment and even you are going through it,
Yes.
I can throw some light on it. Paragraph 52.
Yeah.
Without indicting anyone, I would just read out the paragraph word by word, verbatim. The time is ripe that while giving some concession to the petitioner on monetary aspect for purpose of furnishing the bond, he can be required to furnishing an undertaking to the effect that he will not participate actively or passively in any activity which may be termed as anti-national.
But he is saying he
Just
hasn't.
Please, Barkha, let me
He is saying he
नहीं,
hasn't.
ये इंटरनेशनल है, बताएगा
Barkha,
कौन?
you
क्या-
were not,
क्या- क्या
Barkha,
इसकी-
where you or
इसकी
anyone
definition?
interjecting when others were speaking, no one.
Okay,
If
okay,
you have
okay,
a
make your
point,
point.
कोर्ट
sir,
में बताइए,
आप
सर।
बाकी के समय बोल रहे थे,
चलिए
आप
आप
मुझे
बोलिए, उसके
बोलने
बाद आनंद
दीजिए।
बोलेंगे। चलिए बोलिए संबित।
Apart
Quickly,
from
we have
that,
last comments.
apart, and I draw your attention to this, I quote, apart from that, as president of JNU Students Union, he will make all efforts within his power to control anti-national activities
Yes,
in the
yes,
campus,
yes,
meaning
yes.
that there was something wrong happening within the campus which has to
But
be
the
controlled.
judgment
Just a
also
second, let me
says-
complete.
yes.
Barkha, please don't try to
नागपुर से
find.
इसकी कॉपी भिजवा दीजिएगा कि क्या
ये नागपुर के जज नहीं है सर, ये जज हैं, ये जज हैं, ये नागपुर से नहीं आता है जजमेंट. Barkha, please don't to find excuse routes for these people, and at least I'm reading the judgment. I'm
But
not
the
forming my
same
own
judgment,
sentences. Allow me to complete,
Okay,
Barkha.
okay.
Allow me to complete. His surety should also be either a member of the faculty or a person related to the petitioner in a manner that he can exercise control on the petitioner not only with respect to appearance before the court but also to ensure that his thoughts and
Sambit.
energy are channelized in
Sambit, point
constructive manner.
56. Now let me read. Since we're all playing lawyer.
Barkha,
Since we're all playing lawyer.
Barkha, you allowed everyone.
No, I'm speaking. I'm allowed to speak.
No.
I'm
You
not
were
allowed to
speaking
speak.
with that side.
I'm not allowed to
Yes,
speak.
Barkha, you are
I'm not
allowed.
speaking for any side.
No,
I
no,
speak for
Barkha,
myself.
allow
Sambit,
Sambit.
I speak for myself. I speak
Barkha,
for
with
myself.
all due respect,
I speak for
all due
myself.
respect,
I
I'm
speak
just
for myself.
asking for the time which I'm entitled to. Suppose there are 5
चलिए,
people.
बोलिए,
चलिए बोलिए.
आप अकेले नहीं, संबित जी आप अकेले
sir,
नहीं, आपके साथ कितने मीडिया घराने हैं
Sir, you
पहले
all
दिन
can
से।
gherav me,
ठीक
but
है।
remember you
नहीं,
cannot
I'm
just
not
pull me
allowed
down.
to.
Okay.
You can all gherav me in this channel, but I'm not going to be pulled down. What is this? Allow me to complete. Allow me to complete.
आपके साथ
Allow me to
doctorate
complete. Allow me to
आपके
complete.
doctorate
What
video
is
बनाए
this?
जा रहे हैं।
Anand, please. Sambit, complete your point.
So the judge has clearly mentioned
Barkha, can
that
I
Kanhaiya, in fact, has to change his ways of thinking, and the faculty
There is
and
no
the
need to
people
change.
from the family and others, with all due respect, I'm just quoting from the judgment, need to see to it that he channelizes his thought in the best possible and positive manner, meaning that probably it was not done previously, and also that as the JNU president, he has to see to it that anti-national
Now
activities
may I-
do not take
Now,
place within the campus,
everybody
meaning
stop it.
that he was not doing it. Judgment पढ़िए, judgment पढ़िए.
You know,
क्या?
पूछना पड़ेगा.
What issue? What issue? I don't want to.
Ashutosh, एक minute. Before you, everyone will get a turn to make last comments. But Sambit, let us also look at point 56
Yes.
of the last page of this judgment.
Yes.
The observations made above. This is not a final verdict. The observations made above are let me just speak.
I'm not saying anything.
The observations made above are only for the purpose of deciding the bail application and shall not be considered an expression on the merits of the case.
Exactly. That's what we have
Chalo,
been saying.
Now,
But rather, you are questioning the government as if there's a verdict against the
okay,
government.
Ashutosh, go ahead. Then Anand. Ashutosh, boliye.
No, but can I expect that Samit Patra will not intervene when I'm speaking, because I did not.
Yeah, Samit, please let him
No, if
speak.
he
I'm
does
just
not-
on the
reading,
last 2
I'm just
minutes of
reading
my
first
Why
sentence.
should I interject?
Acha, please, I'm requesting both of you.
I'm just
Ashutosh,
read.
Yeah.
I'll just take 30 seconds, not more than
Okay.
that. I'm just reading 47th paragraph, which says, and I hope people should understand with some legal brain.
Yeah.
The investigation in this case is at nascent stage.
Yes.
A nascent stage that has to be
Yes.
underlined.
Yes.
Second point. What is the fundamental question today? The
Yeah.
fundamental question today is that where are those 6-7 Kashmiri youth?
Yeah.
Till now, the Modi government has not been able to arrest.
Wait,
You know why?
wait, it's a
It
valid
has not been
point.
able to arrest.
I'll
for
tell
the
you why it's
simple
valid.
reason, because BJP has to form a government in Kashmir with PDP. The PDP, which has claimed and always felt very proud about
them
this.
is
I'll let you
arrested.
respond.
So
I'll let you
since
respond.
Ashutosh
Modi
and
government
Rahul
has
Gandhi
to
and
form a
Arvind
government
Kejriwal
in
would be the
Kashmir,
first
they
one
are
to
not
shout.
arresting.
Samit, let him speak.
So Samit Patra, have some civility. The whole world is watching you.
Civility? Those who are supporting
Have some
anti-nationalism
civility.
are asking me to have
Have
civility.
Have you not been taught in the RSS?
No.
Shakha
We
that
are
how to
taught
speak in
only to
public?
defend this
But it's a
country.
valid
We are not
question.
taught to raise
I know,
slogans
it's a
against
valid
the
question.
government.
Okay, chaliye, it's a
I am
valid
taught
question.
to defend this country, and that's what the judge has said.
Samit.
Read out para 42.
No, no, no,
kind
no,
of
no.
slogans that were raised
Okay,
in the campus
okay.
hurt the feelings of
Samit,
the
please
martyrs'
listen to me.
family.
Samit.
Do you have any respect for martyrs' family?
Samit.
No respect for martyrs' family.
Samit,
Yes.
Samit.
Yes.
It's a valid question.
Samit
Ashutosh,
Patra,
I am summarizing
taught
what
in
you've...
Shakha how
Oh
to
my
speak?
God. Let me speak. Ashutosh
Have
has a
you been
valid
able to-
question.
have
मैं
you
आप
been
ही का
able to
सवाल
talk
रखती
Can
हूँ,
Ashutosh
Ashu.
ever have a valid question?
I'll tell you what I think.
No,
The fact
Samit Patra,
is-
क्या शाखा में आपको
अरे-
सिखाया नहीं गया कैसे पब्लिक में बोलते
नहीं,
हैं?
शाखा में हमें सिखाया
आपको
गया है
सिखाया
कि
गया
जो
होगा ना?
देश के लिए काम नहीं करते हैं
आपको
उनको
सिखाया
मुंह
गया
तोड़
होगा ना
जवाब
कैसे
देना
बोलते
है।
हैं?
ऐसा जवाब देना है कि वो देश के पक्ष में नारे लगाने लगे।
और आपको
ये
मालूम
सिखाया
है?
गया है।
मुंह तोड़ जवाब is a ominous ring also.
नो मुंह तोड़ जवाब है कि ये सिखाया जाए कि वो भारत का सम्मान करे।
Now,
मुंह तोड़ does not mean-
now.
You know.
Now, 1 minute.
जब
1 minute.
दूसरे बोलते हैं,
1
तो
minute.
पीछे को बोलने वाले
1
क्या
minute.
कहते हैं, आपको
The
मालूम है,
fact
you know
is
You
that
understand
Mufti
that, na? Yeah, Hindi में
Ashutosh,
बताओ,
I'm
मैं
building
आपको
on
साथ-साथ।
I'm building on your point. Mufti Mohammed Saeed in a letter to Manmohan Singh spoke of Afzal Guru's execution being in unholy haste, about it being a negative reference point in Kashmir's painful history. In 30 seconds, I want you to answer, if the most disturbing slogans have been raised by people who were wearing those niqabs that Arun Jaitley referred to in Parliament, why
But
have
ask
the
me
wrong,
why Modi
why has
government has
Kanhaiya
not
been
been able
arrested
to
instead of
arrest
those
these
people?
people?
And is it because you're at a precarious position with the PDP
Is it
in
an
Jammu
incompetent
and
government?
Kashmir? 30
Or
seconds,
doesn't
I want
want
Anand
to
has to get a
arrest
word.
them?
Yeah.
JNU is a structured organization which we all respect a great deal. First and foremost, there
thank
is a
you, thank you,
student
thank you for
union.
saying
There were posters across JNU saying that this is a country without post office. And in fact, Afzal Guru hanging was nothing but judicial killing. And Kashmir has the right to its own independence. because
Judicial
it has right
killing
to
is a
I'll
legal
let him
word.
explain. I'll let him
Judicial
explain.
killing is a legal word.
Yes, they have every right to
Judicial
question
killing
any...
is a legal word.
अच्छा, आपने मेरे सवाल का जवाब
30 seconds not completed,
Mufti
ma'am.
Mohammed Saeed
I am answering
anti-national
it. If you
Mufti
only
Mohammed
allow
Saeed
BJP to
is
speak, I
Mufti
would answer. 30 seconds, I'll give you answer. I promise you that. I promise you, if you want to all be quiet, I'll give you the answer.
Okay.
Number one, everyone has the right, including Mufti Mohammed Saeed and my friend over here, to write letters saying that, well, this judgment is to be academically scrutinized. But to raise a slogan saying that Bharat ke 100 tukde ho, inshallah,
जितनी बार लगाई
Hindustan
गई,
ki barbari.
इन्होंने लगा दी।
Who are the
जितनी बार लगाई
organizers?
गई,
Who are the
इन्होंने लगा दी।
organizers? Who allowed these people? Why did the judge say, see to it as the JNU president,
Okay,
such
30
organizations
seconds are
are
up.
not
30 seconds are up.
that
30
within the
seconds.
premises of JNU.
Everybody now gets by the watch 30 seconds.
जो नारे लगे उन नारों पे सारे बात हो रही है और ये नारे जम्मू कश्मीर में पीडीपी के साथ गठबंधन ये जो करने जा रहे हैं वो रोज लगाते हैं वो रोज लगाते हैं। अगर आप उनको बोल रहे हैं कि हम उनको मेन स्ट्रीम में लाने के लिए उनके साथ गठबंधन करने जा रहे हैं तो हमारा ये कहना है कि जो वो नकाब वाले लोग भी थे उनको भी मेन स्ट्रीम में लाइए। उनके खिलाफ जो भी आप एक तरफ उनके साथ मिलकर के गद्दी और इधर जो लगा रहे हैं वो नारे उनको जेल, ये तो नहीं चलेगा।
आप जुडिशियल किलिंग क्लैरिफाई करना चाहते हैं?
देखिए
ये जो फ्रेज पैम्फलेट में यूज हुआ
जुडिशियल किलिंग फ्रेज जो है वो एकेडमिक्स में बहुत ही यूज होता है और दो वर्ड होते हैं। एक होता है जब पुलिस इनकाउंटर करती है तो बोला जाता है एक्स्ट्रा जुडिशियल किलिंग और जो फांसी चढ़ाए जाते हैं और जो फांसी का विरोध कर रहे हो तो इसको जुडिशियल किलिंग बोलते हैं और ये बहुत ही फ्रिक्वेंटली यूज होता है।
Dr. Gandhi, your last 30 seconds on the nature of the manipulation, if there's anything you'd like to add.
Yeah, this is clearly done by someone mischievously and intentionally done, and unless we know the source from where these scripts, that voices have been brought and added, will not be say why and how it was done.
All right.
So I can say that this is the further action that is needed. Okay.
But Sudhir Bajaj, last thoughts on what next? You've heard how the BJP has interpreted this bail order. How do you interpret it in the larger picture?
I see this as a first step in vindicating Kanhaiya's honor and proving that he is innocent. And I assure Manikant and all right-thinking people in this country that in the fullness of time, Kanhaiya's innocence will become self-evident. And I don't see this order as Mr. Patra sees it. I'm advised it's a 23-page order, of which he has repeatedly chosen to refer to 2 or 3 paragraphs, which seem to me to be paragraphs about the JNU campus rather than about Kanhaiya Kumar, and I'm not really competent to speak about the campus. All I can tell you is that Kanhaiya will be given the best possible defense if a charge sheet is filed, and I have my very serious doubts about that too.
Okay, Ashutosh, 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yeah. See, Barka, the big question is why till now Mr. Modi and his government has not been able to arrest those 6-7 people who raised anti-India slogan. Is Mr. Modi is a weak and incompetent prime minister, or as an opportunist prime minister because he has to form a government with the PDP, and if he arrests these people, then the PDP will form government. The nation wants to know this.
Okay, 30 seconds.
See, I would just draw from what the judgment has said. The judgment has said that anti-national activities, in fact, are absolutely condemnable, and they should not assume the proportion of an epidemic. We all, as citizens of this country, including you, me, and everyone else, we should see to it that these things do not repeat themselves in the future. Remember, as far as case of sedition is concerned, there is no Congress spokesperson, but I would still want them to hear this. 8,000 cases of sedition by the Congress government for Kudankulam, 66,000 criminal cases against people for Kudankulam, and today they are questioning us when a genuine case has been taken up.
That debate you can have
It is
with the
not
Congress.
genuine. It is not genuine.
Manikant ji, पूरा राजनीतिक झगड़ा हो गया, अगर अंत में आप एक वाक्य बोलना चाहें।
जी बिल्कुल, अपने भाई की तरफ से तो मैं बोलना चाहूँगा। सबसे पहले मैं संबित पात्रा जी से एक लाइन बोलना चाहूँगा।
जी।
मैं संबित पात्रा जी को बहुत दिनों से टीवी पे सुनता आया हूँ, और मैं संबित पात्रा जी बहुत अच्छे विद्वान आदमी हैं, मैं उनकी बहुत कदर भी करता हूँ। लेकिन आज संबित पात्रा जी लेकिन आप फंसे हुए हैं, और आप ठंडे दिमाग से इस पूरे मामले को ईमानदारी से दिल पे हाथ रख के सोचिए, आपको जवाब मिल जाएगा। और सत्यमेव जयते, मैं लास्ट में यही कहूँगा।
मैं सिर्फ 10 सेकंड आपसे बात करना चाहूँगा। देखिए बंधु, आपका मैं बहुत सम्मान करता हूँ। आपकी माँ को मैं चरण स्पर्श करके प्रणाम करता हूँ। देखिए, आप साधारण परिवार से, जैसे हम लोग साधारण परिवार से आते हैं। कन्हैया का विषय क्या है, वो कोर्ट में चल रहा है। सरकार का काम है कि जो कहीं भी अन्याय हो रहा है तो अन्याय को न्याय दिलाना। आप देखिए, इसमें कोई पर्सनल विषय नहीं है, यह विषय एक बहुत बड़े व्यापक रूप में देखने की आवश्यकता है।
आप मुझे क्लोज करना पड़ेगा प्लीज। आई एम रियली आउट ऑफ टाइम। वी विल कंटिन्यू टू डिस्कस दिस, वी विल लीव इट देयर। थैंक यू सो मच टू ऑल ऑफ यू। वी विल हैव Kanhaiya walking out for 6 months tomorrow, so there will be more on this story as we go along. Thank you so much for watching.